Welcome to a most highly questionable. What do we have today, Bomani?
We're going to talk about a hypothetical fight between two dudes who could beat all of us up at one time.
Vamos, papi.
Here comes the magic.
Oh, Jesus.
Do the Hawks have legitimate beef with the Cavs for shooting all those three-pointers?
The Cavs made a record number of threes last night, crushed the Hawks. The Hawks told Cleveland.com it was Millsap, Bazemore, and Horford. They all said they weren't mad, but it's not something their classy organization would have done, which gives off a little bit of, yeah, we were kind of mad about this. And why would they be mad about things like this? Look at this. You've got balls going into the basket off of the forehead of number 31 there. They just kept shooting threes at the end of the game, Bomani.
I mean, would they rather get dunked on? Like, that's the other end of the extreme. I mean, they're making 24-footers. That's not exactly styled on you, though, getting hit in the head and having it perfectly redirect to the other guy. Imagine that would be demoralizing. Forget the passive aggression of the Hawks just for a second. Let's stop and appreciate Kent Bazemore, the DAP master, lecturing somebody else on how to act during victory.
Are we sure that Ken Bazemore even saw the game?
Still a game.
Oh,
Sleepy Kent Bazemore.
I mean, why not, though?
I mean, that was all of us, wasn't it? I mean, they're down 38. I mean, yeah, that's all of us last night.
And Al Horford looked like he smelled something funny.
If Charles Oakley and Charles Barkley were to scrap it out, who would you bet on?
No, man, I don't know about at this age. It all depends on who's kept themselves in better physical condition. But here's what happened. Last night, the Hawks were getting smoked by the Cavs. Charles Barkley suggested on TNT that maybe the Hawks need to take somebody out while they shoot a three, because then we'd set the tone, right? Let them know that you're not going to get pushed around. And Charles Oakley is like, not so fast.
Charles Oakley, better stop talking stuff about Cleveland. He was never tough. You hide behind TNT.
Charles Oakley doesn't like me, which is no big deal. I don't like him or dislike him. I don't think about him. He's not important enough for me to think about.
Who?
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley's a good dude, man.
He don't like me. I have no idea why.
Now, if I had to bet, generally the winner of a fight is the person who wants to fight more. And from what I can tell, Charles Oakley would love to fight Charles Barkley.
I want to see some video that might reveal to all of us why it is that Charles Oakley doesn't like Charles Barkley. Let's look.
Oh, yeah, this happened. I gotta say, though, neither of these dudes look like much of a technician in this here scrap. Not that I want either of them to hit me in the face, but...
All right, I've actually done some journalistic reporting on this over the years, so I've got some information for you, okay? Charles Oakley once slapped Charles Barkley in a players' union meeting in front of everybody. Charles Barkley denies this. 400 people say they witnessed it. So I don't know exactly what happened there. Charles Barkley's my friend, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that Charles Barkley got slapped. Charles Oakley talked to him on the radio recently, and what he said was, look, Charles Barkley knows that he can't come around me, and I know I can come around him. I take Charles Oakley there.
How should Kevin Sumlin feel about assistant coach Aaron Moorhead's Twitter rant last night?
I don't do a lot of firing people on television or on the radio, but I'd understand if Kevin Sumlin decided to fire his recruiting guy for doing this on Twitter, where they lose a recruit and he says, I feel sorry for people who never understand loyalty. I can't really even vibe with you. At the end of the day, trust is hunted and everything else is BS.
How'd you say that?
Hunted. So what happened there is several recruits then decommitted after reading that. And it's coming, Bomani, from a guy who's had 4 jobs since 2009 talking about loyalty. That's a really bad look.
Well, I could understand why he might have had 4 jobs in that time period. How's he keeping any of them in the first place? I wouldn't let this dude walk into the office today. One thing you got to remember about Texas A&M, they're selling cool, because that's just about the only thing they've really got to sell you to try to get to that program. There's nothing cool about dealing with a program where if you decommit or go somewhere else, the dude's going to come on here and blast you. They lost another recruit because of this, because he saw that and said that that wasn't a place that he wanted to be. If you can't recruit, you shouldn't have that job.
You know, if they want to have those kids going to Texas A&M, they got to do it the old-fashioned way. They got to roll up their sleeve, put money in an envelope, and send it to them. That's the way you do it. That's the most effective way to do it.
Why were we rolling up our sleeves before doing that?
Should Frank Vogel be hurt by the way Larry Bird has treated him on the way out?
I mean, we're going to catch feelings on this. This has everything to do with Larry Bird not thinking that Frank Vogel was his guy and that offense not being good enough. And so you're in a position where this is a business. They fulfilled the contract. They're going to pay him his money, and that's the end of the contract. If these guys were friends or boys, then maybe it would have been more polite and more delicate, but they're not.
Yeah, there are better ways to do this, though. One thing about Larry Bird, he don't deal with emotion. Like, that's just not the guy that he is. If you were going to fire him, say that you were going to fire him. Don't do this I'm thinking about it thing and then call a press conference that everybody knew was going to end in Frank Vogel being fired. And for goodness sake, you didn't have to tell us that the man asked if there was any way that he could save his job. Let him walk away with some measure of dignity, Larry Bird. Damn.
Well, you know, if Phil Jackson ever gets over with this vacation, maybe he'll hire Frank Vogel. You know, that's a good deal for Frank. You know.
You see this Phil Jackson? They're supposed to be looking for a coach. He just had some great Thai food in what I believe to be Sioux City, Iowa.
What?
How much money do you make?
Wait a minute.
He is vacationing in Sioux City, Iowa, where I'm not even sure it's warm yet.
Wait a minute. He's what? I don't understand. How eager is he to get away from New York and everything happening with the Knicks? That they've got plenty of Thai food in New York that's really good Thai food.
And apparently they got more in Sioux City, Iowa.
Coming up next on my son Stevie's show, we talk to Lennox Lewis.
It was a melee. At the end of it, at the bottom of it, was Mike Tyson biting my thigh, which I still have the mark. And you know, the judge said, "How did you know it was Mike Tyson?" I was like, "Well, he was looking at me like this."
My son Stevie's show is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Joining us at the beach today is Lennox Lewis.
All right, former heavyweight champion of the world is here to promote the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Amir Khan, which takes place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Catch it on HBO pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. Let's talk to Lennox.
Have we ever seen a better press conference fight than the one that they had, that Tyson and Lennox Lewis had? What do you remember about that? And I'm asking this question just so we could throw this video up over your talking. Like, what do you remember about the day that you and he got into it?
Well, that day, I didn't really come to fight. I was dressed in a suit, and, you know, I remember them announcing him. Then they announced me. My announcement was a little bit longer. And then he took off his hat, threw it on the ground, and started walking towards me. At that time, you know, my security kind of stopped him, and he threw a kind of punch at my security, which was a declaration of war. So then war started. It was a melee. At the end of it, at the bottom of it, was Mike Tyson biting my thigh, which I still have the mark. And you know, the judge said, "How did you know it was Mike Tyson?" I was like, "Well, he was looking at me like this." and he was biting my leg. So at that time, my security was giving him some elbows to stop him from biting my leg. And then after that, we just went and got a tetanus shot and got off the stage. But I thought that was very bizarre of him. You know, we're gladiators. I don't expect to be bitten. You know, I'd throw some punches or something, but don't bite me.
What would you say is the dirtiest thing Don King ever tried to do to you? You gotta have a good story there.
Well, you know, there's a lot of things that he's tried to do, you know, especially before a fight. He tries to get you to do a lot of press. And then all of a sudden you get people ringing your hotel room all different times of night, trying to allow you not to get any rest, that type of thing, you know. But I wouldn't really blame it on Don King. But these things happened around when I was fighting some of his fighters.
Hold on, Lennox. How many ladies got sent to your hotel room? Like, what's the number? The ladies, right? It's not just right. Okay, thank you. It's not just the ringing of the doorbell.
You know, that's true. That's true.
How many? How often did that happen? How often? I know it's true. How often did it happen?
Well, it happened a couple times, but obviously they did get the wrong room, and you know, we were prepared for all that type of thing. You know, as soon as we reached into the fight city, whatever it is, whether it's Vegas or wherever, New York, you know, there's somebody watching my door. You know, I sign in under a different name, And you know, we're precaution about those type of things because we realize that's the last week of the fight. Anything can happen, so we have to make sure I get enough rest, make sure I'm not bothered, and make sure I don't get in trouble, and you know, focus on the fight, which is the main thing.
That was a lot of words to make sure not to tell us a damn thing.
I know, he
about
didn't
Don
tell
King.
us anything. You
Listen,
didn't give us anything. Like, that has to be such a good story. Like, you didn't tell us bleep there.
Oh, well, what do you want me to tell you? Nothing really
don't know.
bad happened.
I understand, but, like, I
I don't know,
imagine that you've got
maybe
some...
you need to give me a couple drinks and then ask me the same question.
Okay, all right, fair enough. You just seem very rational, very reasonable, and very normal for someone who was as great as you were in this particular game. I think the fact that you're not weird is weird.
I know, eh? You know, nobody likes the nice guys anymore. They want me to do something bad, like kick some old people, spit, talk dirty. I don't know. My mother never brought me up that way.
Lennox, my father wants to get in here. What do you got, Papi?
Lennox, what is the craziest fight
Yes.
you have been in outside the ring?
Outside the ring. Okay. Well, I fought 3 brothers at one time.
Three
My
brothers
friend,
at one
my friend
time?
was being, my friend was being bothered by these guys, and one of the guys put my friend on the ground and was trying to punch him, and I was saying, "Yo, get off of him right now!" And at that same time, one of his brothers tried to punch me, so I blocked it and I punched him, and he went down. Then the other brother came and I punched him. Then I said to the next brother, "Listen, you better get off him quick." So he jumped off him. And that was it. And then, you know, I got a reputation for beating up 3 brothers. But I didn't really beat them up. They tried to punch me.
Right,
So it wasn't really my fault.
Yes, no, well done, sir. Good story. Thank you for being on with us.
Thank you for having me.
You should come down here and fight my son.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Yeah. Well, is
No.
he a heavyweight or what?
Yeah,
No, I'm
actually,
a
yes.
heavyweight.
You
think
guys
he's
are
fighting
fighting
on
the
weight?
same weight class.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Let's go to
You can do
commercial.
this.
Let's go to commercial.
This is great. Your dad is
No.
your greatest promoter. He's promoting
Yes,
the
that's
fight
right.
between me and you.
No.
This is
Yes.
great.
No.
We could do it right out here.
That's
We
right,
could just
Papi.
clear out all this space.
No, terrible idea.
He's definitely a heavyweight.
Okay, thanks.
He's a heavyweight, and he's
he's a
been totally
heavyweight.
misbehaving too.
Finessing and flexing till I ran into the plug. I got the key wrapped up in the Louis V. Now they calling me the plug. I'm out in Guatemala with $250,000 messing with the plug. Touchdown on somebody for a sack. Then I brought it to the plug. So it's brought to you by Marvel's Captain America, Civil War, starring Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. in theaters everywhere this Friday. Do you question Jim Harbaugh's swag?
Wear the same pair of khaki pants every day. What's this swag you're talking about? So this is what, a Michigan softball game that he showed up to? Oh, those are the khakis.
Oh, he's going to pimp it out, right? The trot.
Oh,
He dabbed.
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how much lamer it could get than that.
Wow, that was stiff. But he did hit the ball far. Nothing surprising about that Harbaugh would be competitive about what appeared to be T-ball.
I also imagine that dabbing goes over a little different with his locker room than with that locker room. Just call it a hunch.
Oh, it gets lamer than that.
No, does it?
That's
What happened
right.
now? What now?
Bam.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah.
Oh, yes, my father. Yes, yes, that's.
No, man, see, that's
Yes.
the thing about it. We were this close to making the greatest moment in ESPN television history, and then it just ended right there at the end.
It might even get lamer than that.
No,
Yeah.
no way. No way. We don't have anything lamer than that.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty bad.
No.
This is pretty bad.
Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
It's
Yeah.
the hat pull. Like, once he turned the hat to the side, and then it looked like he's sneezing and just doesn't want to get the germs on his hand.
I mean,
And then
yeah. Okay.
At least at the end, he realized I might as well look like I'm punching myself since I, actually almost punched myself while trying to do some of those dance the kids are doing.
Do you question if this motorcycle rider has good luck?
Finally, this is the part of the show that I was eager to get to. Whenever we've got motorcycle riders and craziness, what ensues? Let's see.
Craziness.
Oh, where are we? What is going to happen?
Whoa.
Wow,
Oh.
a soft and wonderful landing. What a great thing to happen there. If you're going to fall down on a skidding mattress.
Yeah, I tell you, I bet that that's not quite as soft
Right.
as it appears
Right.
to be. Like, mattresses are real soft for laying. I don't know about falling off a motorcycle.
There's all of that, and also we don't know if he stayed on it, and we don't know if that was a horrible calamity in actuality, but a soft landing place.
I mean, it's as good as you can
I mean,
expect.
it really is.
I have a video of what happened afterwards.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
That's
there
right.
it is. My father, this is video later accrued by this guy right here. Watch him. Yeah, we thought this was going to end in disaster. It did not.
I mean, that's really incredible.
I mean, it really is incredible.
I do feel like you need to fix the alignment on that bike, though.
I mean, nobody at ESPN covers motorcycles and bikes the way this show does.
Wait till they find out that's what we do here.
Do you question if this is a good or bad accomplice for a robbery?
Given that we had the evidence of the robbery, I feel like somebody did something wrong.
All right, we go out to Brazil. Who's the accomplice? The horse? The horse is the accomplice, Bomani.
I heard you.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was asking it as a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is...
Hey, this is actually not too bad of an idea if it's going the way I think it is. Oh. Oh, actually, this appears to have gone.
Is the horse going to be eating when he tries to get away? I mean, that's a pretty good guess by me, is it not?
All right, he went, yep, there it is.
Yeah, the horse. Oh, let's get out of here.
Yeah, there it is. I feel like he had one of those what would Dan do moments, and it got you to the bottom of the crime.
Wait a minute. I don't have to run fast. I just got to run faster than that guy.
This is a dilemma, though. Can you get, like, are you easier to catch or harder to catch if you're on the horse? Because I got a sneaky suspicion. If the police walk up on you and say somebody committed a robbery on a horse, we think it's you, that's it. It's over.
That's not the craziest place I have seen a horse.
Oh, where? Come on, man.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, remember this?
All right. Yes, this guy. I mean, my father's endless ability to go to other videos is so cheating in television. It really is.
I just still need to know whose house is that and how did they agree to it?
Time to play the game that is an overly snug feed. See or no?
Overly snug fit? Is that what you said? You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On NBC Sports Network, Game 4, Stars and Blues.
He said that with some enthusiasm. Hockey playoffs are great. The Penguins, again, are beating the Capitals. And all we do is cover fights around here. What do we got? End of the Blues' most recent game.
Yeah, if he wants him, he's going to get him. Here they go. He's going to get him. There they go. This is in college.
Wow.
Reeves is the deal when it comes to this.
That little shimmy dance at the end.
Oh.
Oh, blowing kisses. Yes, a beautiful, gentle kiss to punctuate my dismantling of your goon. Bomani, are you intrigued?
So he beat that dude up, he did a shimmy, and then he dapped people up on the way out?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get arrested.
Yeah. Bobby, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because I've been watching that one of my favorite hockey players, Latino hockey players, Vladimir Tarasenko. You know, that guy's the star of the Blues, you know, and he's flying low, but I'm telling you something, that guy's going to have a hell of a game tonight. He's going to show that he's still there to win that championship for the Blues.
Did you mean flying under the radar? Is that what you meant? Flying under the
Flying low, yeah, under the radar. He's not being detected.
What position does Tarasenko play?
No, Tarasenko, he's the super goalie.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't know.
goalie.
I don't know.
The answer's no, by the way. He's not the goalie.
Streaming on the Viceland app, Vice World of Sports.
Debuted last night. You can get it on the app if you're interested. Let's see if we're interested.
We're in Serbia, Behind us is its capital, Belgrade, the home of Serbia's two biggest football teams, Partizan and Red Star. The most powerful groups surrounding the derby are the fan firms on either side of the rivalry, known as ultras.
Kao vojska, kao hijerarhija postoji. Kod nas pripreme uobičajeno, to jest funkcionišemo kao na tribini, kod nas i svi funkcionišemo kao jedna vojska.
Would you be prepared to die for your club?
Yes. Yes.
Tako da smo mi u jednom momentu imali 3-4 generacije koje su, da kažemo, u vreme inflacije, krize, ratova. Sigurno da je to jedan, da kažem, taj derbi je možda trebao da bude u startu vid parašenja.
Yeah, I know the kid who did this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch, even though, you know, dangerous as well. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Yo, if you got tickets to that, you can keep them. All right? Like, don't come to me talking about, hey, I got these 2 tickets for the soccer game. You think you might want to go?
Right.
No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go anywhere with that many cops and those dudes, they can only talk about it behind the unsolved mysteries light. Hell no.
All right. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, but there is only one ref who can control a game like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
there he is.
That's right.
I got news for you, though. If he's going to be a ref in that game, he's going to need more than a pistol. Like, that little old pistol ain't really going to settle any disputes.
I really think the weapon of choice he brought there, not large enough.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Check out his radio show, The Right Time, 4 to 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Oh, one second.
Hello. I'm sorry, he's not in. Might take a message.
He's not in, man. I take a message.